Dear YouTubers, my name is Gary6JK. I'm a MUGEN creator and currently I'm working on Homsar for MUGEN. Um, while I do appreciate your input on this character, I am not able to, or nor am I willing to fulfill most of your wishes. There are various reasons on why I will not grant your demands, and I will divide them in different categories and why they aren't feasible for the project. First of all, there are the requests of certain taunts where a character suddenly turns into something he is not. While it's true that I turned Homsar into a Steve during his Midnight Bliss, it was only because Midnight Bliss transformations actually do transform you into something or something else. Furthermore, since a Steve is from the same Homsar Runner body of works, it isn't more than logical to actually pick this character for transformation. Even the Goblin from the Halloween special could be feasible. But then I get these suggestions like in his winning pose, let him unzip and make him turn into Ring Ring from Puka. I'm sorry to say this, but that really doesn't make any sense. Anyone familiar with Puka knows that there is no mention of Homestar Runner, nor does Homestar Runner have anything to do with Korean animations and Korean culture. At most, some of the Homestar Runner cartoons built on the Japanese animation culture, and that's only when Stinkman is in the picture. Fact is, Puka has nothing to do with Homestar Runner, and likewise, Homestar Runner has nothing to do with Puka. You guys just discussed Strong Bad and not, and well, yeah, you guys just discussed Strong Bad. You just make yourself look not Homestar Runner worthy. Second, there are suggestions of attacks. Well, yeah, there are suggestions for attacks. While I do appreciate your input in that one, since I'm not really that good in figuring out some attacks, I cannot implement said attacks, or save from one attack which I actually already planned. Mugen isn't just a fighting game engine where you can do whatever you want. Well, yeah, you can do whatever you want, but is it fun to play? No. I've come across two types of attack suggested to me. First, you have the horrible overpowered attacks, which I simply refuse to implement because they're just horribly overpowered, or like we call it, yeah, broken. I don't. I once saw some suggestion where some balls appeared and it seemed like it could instantly kill your opponent. That's not fun. It's horribly overpowered. And yeah, even if you limit its power to only do a certain amount of damage, it's still horribly broken. Horribly broken, yeah. And yeah, broken characters don't really make it far in the game. And with the game, I mean the Mugen scene. And yeah, I want to make it appealing and pleasing to both the Mugen community as well as the Homestar Runner community. Which brings me to the second type of attacks. Those are built on the phrases that Homsar actually utters. Those are actually quite horrible. I mean, for example, when Homsar says something like, "I put my best foot forward," you don't expect him to actually make him appear flowers or show a foot falling from the sky. That's actually typical Monty Python, but since Homestar Runner isn't equal to Monty Python, it just doesn't make any sense. And nor should you expect something like that to happen. It's quite an insult to the Chapman brothers to have something like that appear in a Homsar character. It doesn't make sense. Okay, sure, using sweet cup and cake characters don't really make sense either. Um, but that one can be explained as the characters from said cartoon helping Homsar out. Perhaps because Homsar is simply similar to them, or because, well, both don't really make any sense anyway. So yeah, that actually does make sense. Furthermore, the Sweet Cup and Cakes characters do actually appear in the Homestar Runner body of works and are actually used in these cartoons. And yeah, sure, I am planning on adding Raccoon, or also known as the Horrible Painting, as one of the attacks. And sure, it doesn't make any sense because the Horrible Painting is quite evil and Homsar, as far as we know, isn't. Well, it still would be fun to use him because, well, there is some connection between the Horrible Painting and Homsar. Homsar might not actually be able to inflict the Ghiblies, but we at least saw him reflect back the Ghiblies to the Horrible Painting, causing him to get the Ghiblies. That being said, there's still a third point I want to make. People keep sending me private messages over YouTube, or yeah, actually just over YouTube. It's not so much on the forums I go to, and it's actually only on YouTube and in the comments of YouTube. And those private messages usually are something along the line from, can I have this character, or where is the download of this character, or when is it done? First of all, this character isn't done, and I'm not going to release it until it's done. And on the question on when it's done when it's done. I'm not going to release it sooner. I'm also not going to release it later than that. Well, maybe if I want to plan it on a certain date, but that's unlikely. It's actually quite disrespectful against the MUGEN community to actually ask when it's done, or can you, or you just don't ask a character from a MUGEN developer before it's done. It's disrespectful in the sense of, you only show that you just want to reach the said character. It's you don't actually have interest in the character itself. If you did, you would have waited until it was actually done and perfected. That's how those stuck-up people from Scruffy Dragon did it. That's how Infinity MUGEN team does it, and that's how I will do it. I won't release it until it's done, until it's 100% perfect. I don't want to release something horribly broken and horribly rushed, and something you eventually might crap on because it's not done. And I'm not willing to just release something because you want it. If you don't like it, bite me and go bother someone else who is willing to do as you please. Because I don't want to answer, and I won't answer to hobos. Anyways, this is the end of my rant. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a nice day. Until next time. Peace out.